Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you are visiting. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already guessed by the title, today I'm going to be filming a video which is titled 5 Best Fragrances for Women. Now what I've done is I've picked out 5 different options from the niche perfume category, and I've curated an almost fragrance wardrobe for you. Now I'm not saying that these are the best 5 fragrances on the market, but I feel these 5 fragrances should be in every woman's perfume wardrobe. So I hope that makes sense. It totally makes sense to me, and I love creating a fragrance wardrobe. So if you like the sound of that, then please do keep on watching. Now, before we get started on my 5 recommendations, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and I will continue making fragrance content like this in the future. And I would also love it if you could join me over on Instagram. I've popped my handle on the screen. I'm regularly posting stories about what YouTube content I should film next, and I love having conversations with everyone in the DMs. So now I've got that out of the way, let's get started on my 5 recommendations that I feel every woman needs in her collection. Now this is the niche edition. There will be a designer edition too. But without further ado, let's get started on the list. So the first fragrance is Miller Harris Scherzo, and I have this little 14ml size bottle, and I've made a little bit of a dent in it already. I haven't actually had it for that long. But I was thinking about how to create a versatile fragrance wardrobe, and I think it's an absolute staple to have a rose oud fragrance in anyone's collection. And when I was looking through my personal collection, I think Scherzo is probably the most well-rounded rose oud, and the one I think that would suit most people because it's a little bit of a fresher take on the rose oud combination. It almost has a soapiness to it, and I know that sounds weird, and don't let that put you off, but what I mean by that is it's a fresh rose. I think it's really unique, and it absolutely needs to be worn on the skin, because the first time I tried this I was a bit unsure until I actually did a 4-day wear test, and it blew me away. It has notes of narcissus, tangerine and rose, and you really do pick those up in the opening, and it gives this a really light, airy and fresh vibe. But then when it settles, you get the oud, and the oud is done so beautifully. I think it's very versatile, and it's not too strong at all, but it has a hefty hit of patchouli and vanilla. But for me personally, and why I picked Scherzo as my rose oud pick, is I feel it's not an obnoxious rose oud. It's not too loud and it's not too in your face. You could wear it to work, but you could also wear it to a black tie event or something like that. So yeah, my first pick would be Miller Harris Scherzo. So let's go in a little bit of a different direction for my second pick, and I have picked Milk by Commodity. Now I have spoken about this one quite a lot on my channel already, but I think it is such a gorgeous fragrance, and again, it's very versatile. The reason I picked Milk is I felt like there needed to be a warmer and cozier scent within this fragrance wardrobe, and one that could take you through all seasons, but specifically fall and winter in my opinion. It's a super comforting and cozy scent. It has notes of milk, marshmallow, musk, tonka bean and mahogany wood. But what I mostly get from this is a marshmallow, woody tonka bean scent. It absolutely does not smell like straight up milk. I am not a milk drinker, but instead it's kind of a tonka vanillic, cozy, comforting, marshmallowy, woody scent. If that makes any sense. You absolutely have to sample it to understand what I am saying. But if you love the sound of marshmallow, tonka bean and woody vibes, then I absolutely think you should get your nose on this. It just reminds me of roasting marshmallows in the woods, maybe actually in the summertime instead of the winter. And it just feels so cozy and so luxurious every time I wear it, and I think this is totally addictive. And I've mentioned this in so many other videos, but they do discovery sets, and they also do the milk scent in 3 different scent profiles. This one is the middle version, but they also do a personal and a bold version. I also have a discount code for Commodity fragrances, so I have popped that in the description box below. But my second recommendation is Milk by Commodity. So my third fragrance recommendation is by Maison Francis Kurkdijan, and it is Baccarat Rouge 540, but the Extrait version. And whilst I know that this is a super popular fragrance, it is one that I absolutely adore, and it's a fragrance for life. I think it is truly special. I don't wear this all the time just because it is a popular scent and I want to wear it for special occasions. But anytime I do wear this, it gives me so many compliments and I just absolutely love the way it smells. It's an absolutely beast mode fragrance on me. I can smell it for days, specifically in my hair or on my clothes. On the skin, of course, you wash it off, but it's definitely a long-lasting fragrance. Now, I actually prefer the Extrait version over the original because I enjoy the addition of the bitter almond note. It's absolutely gorgeous and I feel like it rounds this fragrance out a little bit better. But the main notes really are saffron, woods and ambergris. And a lot of people say they get a kind of spun sugar vibe from Baccarat Rouge 540 and I completely get that too. It's definitely a very sweet fragrance, but not sweet in like a gourmand or overpowering way. It's balanced so well due to those base notes. The saffron, the musk, the ambergris and the woods really ground this fragrance and create such a truly intoxicating composition. And I just think that any woman needs this in her fragrance wardrobe. I will have this forever in my collection. So yeah, I had to include this one and it is Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. So I couldn't create a fragrance wardrobe video without including an amazing vanilla fragrance. And I thought long and hard about this and the one I landed on was the new YSL Babycat. And this is very new to my collection. I couldn't resist picking it up and it's a truly special and versatile vanilla fragrance. But it's not vanilla as you know it. It's not super sweet and sickly. It's definitely got lots of other nuances to it, such as having the saffron note and also having a suede note in the base. It will take you through all seasons and I think you could wear this to pretty much any occasion, to be quite honest with you. It's a very balsamic and resinous vanilla, but that saffron and that suede note really takes it in a little bit of a different dimension. It has prominent peppery notes in here too. It has a combination of pink pepper and black pepper, but what I truly get from this is a kind of subtle leathery vanilla with a hint of saffron. And the saffron almost gives off a slightly, and I say very slight, rubbery note, but it's a very sensual rubbery note. And yeah, I can't believe I'm saying that. And if you can get your nose on this, I would highly recommend doing so. I know it's super hard to get at the moment in the US, but keep checking on Selfridges because I know they ship internationally. But yeah, my fourth recommendation is YSL Babycat. And the final fragrance to complete this fragrance wardrobe, I wanted to pick something a little bit more fresh. So I have picked out Vilhelm's Dear Polly. And I absolutely love Dear Polly by Vilhelm. It is a super fresh black tea fragrance and this will definitely take you through all seasons, and I think it just has a very cool girl aesthetic going for it. Not only is the bottle very aesthetically pleasing, but it just gives me off this cool girl vibe for whatever reason. The top notes are bergamot and apple, which gives it a really nice fresh and citrusy opening. But then the black tea really comes through in the mid, but lasts right down to the base. And I absolutely love a tea-based fragrance. So I had to get my nose on this when I read the notes online, and wow, it did not disappoint me. But in the base, you have a really beautiful black amber note, which gives it such a unique twist. And then it also has musks. So I'm a big fan of BDK's Gris Chanel, and I would say this is in the same kind of family, but I find Dear Polly a little bit fresher and I love that black amber note. So yeah, I feel like this will really round off these 5 fragrances really well. I would wear this on like a vacation, but I would wear it as an everyday fragrance, but I would also wear it out on a special occasion. It's that versatile. So yeah, I think Dear Polly for me is a really good choice and one fragrance that every woman needs to own in her niche fragrance collection. So the final fragrance to round off this list was Dear Polly by Vilhelm. To be honest, I found it really difficult to pick just 5 fragrances just because I personally have so many fragrances in my collection. Of course, I'm a collector and I like to review fragrances. But when I think about before I started content creation and before I started collecting, 5 fragrances was more than enough in any woman's collection. So I wanted to build something truly versatile that I feel could work for so many different occasions and cover so many different types of scent profiles. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know what you think about my 5 recommendations. What fragrances would you pick for a 5 fragrance wardrobe? And were there any in my list that you absolutely love, or maybe that you would swap out for something else? I would love to know that. But what I really want to know is, what is your scent of the day and why? Because I, of course, always read the comments and I would love to try out new fragrances. You give such great recommendations. I check them out and I do purchase them too. So please do let me know what your scent of the day is. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. Of course, only if you enjoy my content. I hope to see you all soon. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much and goodbye.